Hello, my name is Ava Blankenship. I'm from the CloudCroft FFA chapter. My family and I have always been money conscious. We've always looked for the better prices when we go to the grocery store. So much that we tend to go for the Walmart brand because it's cheaper. As I began to look further into production expenses over the last several years, I noticed how prices have significantly gone up. For instance, being that my family is really big, we tend to go for the 60-pack of eggs. In 2012, the 60-pack of eggs would only cost you $5.60. Now it will cost you a whole $20. This is due to many reasons, but the main reason being the bird flu. Me and my family also noticed an increase in prices from local farmers as well. After talking to one of my local farmers, he told me that we were forced to increase prices of eggs because of the prices for materials. So because of that, I've decided that it's important that I inform everyone about the effects of increased production expenses in agriculture. 2/3 of the population depends on agriculture for their livelihood. Statistics show that in 2021, farmers spent $392.2 billion in everything ranging from feed to labor to farm services. Production expenses in agriculture keep rising each year, leaving farmers to have to make the decision as to what's more important. Reducing production expenses will leave a positive effect on the agriculture industry, allowing for more products to be produced. Production expenses ultimately affect everyone, even if they aren't the ones providing and caring for the animals. Hello, my name is Ava Blankenship. I'm here to inform you about the effects of production expenses on farmers and producers. Production expenses rising will ultimately lead to unemployment, not enough resources and food to supply everyone, and even not enough land to grow everything needed. To allow for everyone to be sustained, production expenses will need to be lowered. Population demand is a very important thing in agriculture. It is a percentage of the demand for products feeding the population. For example, this would include your clothes, food, fuel, etc. However, with an increase in population, the demand for these products ultimately grows higher. WSFS came out with an article titled How to Feed the World 2050, which basically addresses how the world is going to look in the coming years. One statement they made was, the world population is expected to grow by over 1/3, or 2.3 billion people, between the years 2009 and 2050. They also said that projections show that feeding a world population of 9.1 billion people in 2050 would require overall production to increase by some 70%. However, through all this, research shows that only 57% of land is available to farmers, which ultimately is not enough with the expected population in the coming years. As production expenses increases, so does increased capital. When this happens, we see changes in profits we won't have it, sale proceeds, etc. This then leads to share representatives having a smaller percent of ownership, making shares less valuable. When shares become less valuable, less money is generated. Rising costs of inputs are bad, being they're the cost of production up front. For example, fertilizer, feed, pesticides, seeds, tractors, and so much more. David Ofadale, senior business economist at the Chicago Federal Reserve Bank, said that so far input costs are not rising as rapidly as income, however they could put a strain on farm balance sheets in the future. This is not good because by putting a strain on farm balance sheets, farmers are going to have to cut down on products they buy to support their farm, which ends up leading to less production, affecting the production demand of these products. People from the Minneapolis Fed Reserve were also able to talk to Successful Farming, where they said more than 60% of lenders taking part in the Minneapolis Fed Reserve survey said they expect farm income to rise in the third quarter of the year leading into the fall harvest. If this is true, this will help farmers provide and produce more. Although through data it has been shown that when our income increases, so does prices of products. With prices of products increasing, we tend to find that many farmers and producers of protein products tend to lose their jobs. Therefore, not only does production of products get lowered, but unemployment rates increase. With all this said, we need to address the rising cost of inputs by advertising and speaking out to non-agriculture related communities in hopes of getting costs lowered. When looking further into production costs over the last several years, it is evident that lower production prices and higher income have greatly increased production costs in the last decade. In the last 6 years, costs have gone up $50 million. This is due to the increase in production in other related industries such as feed, fuel, and fertilizer. Specifically, small farms have suffered the most with production expenses rising. This is mainly due to the fact that these farmers and producers don't get much of the money they make off of their products. The issue that ends up coming with this is not being able to produce enough to support everyone while still generating the income needed to support both the farm and the animals. Most recently, farmers had to adjust their operations due to high energy prices. FermSag Insider said that they have done this by reducing tillage, reducing nitrogen rates, and changed application timing. There have also been farmers that reduce their tillage practices just to keep prices down as much as possible. Ultimately, reducing production expenses will leave a positive effect on the agriculture industry, allowing for more products to be produced. Through advertising to non-agriculture communities and advertising at high profitable events, we could affect change plus increased knowledge of the challenge faced by the small percentage of the population that feeds plus clothes a majority. From population demand to increased capital and rising cost of inputs, it has been shown that we need more money and land in order to support the growing population. It has been shown that if we don't lower the cost now, then prices will continue to go up. Thank you.